Hi, this is a continue part 2 of my beginner lesson to teach you rock and heavy metal riffs for beginners, absolute beginners. So if you haven't watched the part 1 yet on the first 5 riffs, which covered Breaking the Law, Crazy Train by Ozzy, Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin, Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth, and For Whom the Bell Tolled by Metallica. You can watch that first and then you can jump into the second part of the video. And the 5 riffs we're going to cover today is Sweet Leaf by Black Sabbath, Holy Diver by Dio, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Iron Maiden, Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple, and Fly by Night by Rush. So let's get started. Alright, first riff, Sweet Leaf. It's all power chords, and you start from the 5th fret power chord, which is an A power chord at the 5th position. There's 5th fret on the low E string, 7th fret on the A string. Do that twice, and then you play D power chord at the 10th position, low E string. So there's 10th fret on the low E, 12th fret on the A string. And then you move down half step and you play this C sharp power chord, 9th fret on the E, 11th fret on the A, and you walk down again half step and you play the C power chord, which is 8th fret on the E, 10th fret on the A string. So it goes like this. And then you play the C power chord again. And then you skip the C sharp, you go to 10th fret, you play the D power chord. And you return the riff to 5th position. So it goes like this. Sometimes I go like this. I got it kind of like a down, up. And you play the A power chord at 5th position, just let it ring out, and then go to the G power chord at 3rd fret, 8th fret, 12th fret. 12th fret power chord is 12th fret on the E string and 14th fret on the A string. Okay, so that's Sweet Leaf. Apparently, I'm sorry, my video vibrates a little bit, and I apologize for that. Just sitting on the table, that's not very sturdy. Next riff is Holy Diver by Dio. So Holy Diver, the first part is a little tricky. You play a C sharp power chord at the A string position. So you basically play the 4th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D string. Now what you do is that you play one time, and then you palm mute on the A string, and you play the 4th fret single note, down, up. Play the chord again, so it goes like this. So down, down, up, down, down, up, down. You gotta palm mute and get that. If you don't palm mute, it's gonna sound like this. So you want. I would practice that until you get it down first. next part you play C sharp power chord, and then you play 6th fret power chord. This is D sharp power chord. E power chord in the 7th position. 7th fret A, 9th fret on the D. Next part. I'm sorry. So you play the E power chord, 7th fret, and then play B power chord at the 2nd fret, which is A2 and D4. So far with this. Again. C, so C sharp, D, C sharp power chord. Okay, you can use the pinky, replace your ring finger instead. If you wish. So that's Holy Diver. The next part is kind of the same thing here. You just play the riding on that C sharp power chord, and the last chord play open A power chord, which is open A string, 2nd fret of A. 2nd fret of D. So that's Holy Diver. Alright, so now we cover power chord and single note riffs. Next we're going to go to a 2-note riff. That's a different way to play power chords. So we'll play on the D and G string. This is 2 minutes to midnight. Okay, so again, this is palm mute on the open A string twice, and then you play the 5th fret on the D and G string together with your index finger. Open A string twice again, and then 7th fret of the D and G together. So back to the 5th fret again, and that jumped at the 7th fret. You kind of a little vibrate your hand a little bit. That's going to take time for you to get this part. And you go to A power chord, open A string, 2nd and 3rd fret. I'm sorry, 2nd fret of D and 2nd fret of G. Now notice I only use my index finger, but sometimes I use my pinky and my ring finger and play this the 7th fret chord. So if I do that, I will play like this. Basically, I'm using my ring finger on the 7th fret of D, and my pinky is on the 7th fret of G. Same chord. Okay. So next chord, next riff is Smoke on the Water. The same thing as 2-note chord, just like we show, just like 2 minutes to midnight, but a different position. So it goes like this. So you play 5th fret on the A and D string, and then 3rd fret on the D and G, 5th fret on the D and G, and you repeat that again, 5th fret on the D and G, I'm sorry, 5th fret on the A and D, and the 3rd fret on the D and G. And then this part is a little different. You play the 6th fret of D and G first, and then you play the 5th fret of D and G. And then you play it again, 5th fret, 3rd on the 3rd, back to the 3rd fret, and then it's on the 5th fret. Again, when I play it, I use my ring finger and my pinky to play the 2-note chord on the 5th fret. And I'll play the 6th fret of the same finger. I feel like there's more control for me to do it that way. So that's Smoke on the Water. One more riff left. This was open chord riff. Is Fly By Night by Rush. Okay, that requires a little stretching in this part. So first thing we want to play is a D open chord, open D chord. It's a very common, popular chord that used a lot in songs. It's a D chord, open strings. What I'm doing is I play the open D string, 2nd fret on the G with my index finger, 3rd fret on the B string with my ring finger, and then finish up with my middle finger on the 2nd fret on the E string. After you play that chord, you will move your index finger to the 2nd fret on the D string. Leave your G string open. Now make sure that you let it rain out, so you kind of have to move your hand just a little bit forward, so the flash at the bottom, your index finger is not touching the G string, so let it rain out. And you keep your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and you put the pinky on the 3rd fret on the E string. Now it's a little difficult. This is basically a G chord, okay? G chord with E note right here, so go. So again, D chord. Again, the G chord with E on top is D2, open G, B3, high E3. I'm sorry. The next part, he goes open A. After you finish playing that E over G chord, keep your ring finger and pinky on the 3rd fret on the B and high E string. You play open A string, 2nd and 3rd fret on the A, and keep your middle finger on the 3rd fret, and you play the open D string. And then you play the open G string and the 3rd fret of your B and E together. After you play the 2nd fret on the A string, and then you play the open D string again, and then you play open G, 3rd fret of B, 3rd fret of E string again together, and then you walk down, keep those fingers on, and you move your index finger down to the 1st fret on the A string. So far with this. And you finish up on the A chord, and then you'll play, after you play the A chord, which is open A string, 2nd and 3rd fret on the D and G, and then you lift your finger up, you play open D, G string, and B string together. And then you play the open A power chord again. So the whole thing slowly goes like this. Alright, that covered 10 riffs so far for beginners. And we're going to cover 5 more in part 3 of this video series. So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.